Hi fairies, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Timmy here. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, I'm happy to see you and I'm happy to see that you enjoy my videos.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Timmy. Enjoy the video. Bye.
So it's been a while since I did a sit down and I decided to do one now. I just finished my first posting, which is ONG. It's not like really like a posting, but my first rotation in house job, and that was ONG. So I just decided to come and talk a little bit about, you know, little thing. Yeah, so let's start this vlog. This is not a vlog. Okay, so ONG is basically obstetrics and gynecology, which deals with pregnant women and female reproductive health. And I'm going to deal more with obstetrics, not gynecology. Obstetrics is that department that actually deals with the care of pregnant women, because there are a lot of changes that happens when a woman is pregnant. So obstetrics is that part that deals with the woman and the baby while the baby is still inside the uterus. So there are a lot of things, like pregnancy is such a tedious, what I call it, a tedious work, or a tedious process. Imagine bringing up someone, growing a baby, I mean a life inside you. You know what that means? You know what that takes? It's a whole complex thing. And during the antenatal, that's why they ask if any it has been uneventful, because there are a lot of events that can go on during pregnancy. The whole changes that your body has to go through. First of all, I mean, adding weight, some people get that car, different things, the morning sickness. Some people even have exaggerated morning sickness. The morning sickness on its own is something. Imagine having hyperemesis gravidarum on top of it, like on its own. That's wild. It's wild. And to every woman out there that decided to get pregnant, that decided to bring a baby into this world, you're really doing a good job, a great job. So that's this is going to be, it's not structured, but hopefully able to get a structure along the way. That's why before you decide to get pregnant for someone, or you decide to get pregnant, make sure that the person that you're getting pregnant for, or the person that you're trying to see a future with, is worth it. Because pregnancy, going through all this with someone who doesn't value you, who doesn't respect you, who doesn't adore you, who doesn't, is not devoted. X red flag. So yeah, that's like, think your choices, think it through before you go on with it, and also make sure that you yourself, you're in the right frame and you have come to terms, or you've accepted that, okay, this is what I want to go through. I don't think it's something that you should just rush into just because. So stay safe out there, people. Stay safe. So the period of term is actually 37 to 40 weeks. And during this 40 weeks, imagine what it takes. Do you know what it takes for you to grow a baby inside you for 40 whole weeks? A lot of changes that can happen the first trimester, the second trimester, and third trimester. But I'm not here to talk about all those changes. So I want to talk about medical horror stories, or at least the horror story that me have seen in my own practice, my own experience here. It's just, there hasn't been too much of horror stories that I've seen. Thank God for that. But there are a few. But let's just start from labor itself. Labor is, oh my god, pregnancy is like, the more you see it, if you see it, the more you're like, is this really one I want to go? You know how people say labor or CS? There's actually no good, there's no bad. I mean, they are all both in their own categories, and they have their own pros and they have their own cons. There's none that is actually, obviously, cutting you is, but there's none that's actually better than the other to me. Labor, imagine what it is, going through the old contractions in pain. It, primaries, like multis don't have it better than primaries. Primigravida means that this is your first pregnancy, while for a multigravida is not your first pregnancy. Primipara, your first birth, multipara, not your first birth. So people say that obviously if you've experienced it before, you know how it is, and maybe you're able to cope better than someone who that's just their first experience to it. But I still think labor is labor. You know what it is? A contractions, cramps, menstrual cramps, but this is more intense than menstrual cramps. I haven't experienced it, but anytime patients come, I'm just like imagining myself in that situation. What will I do? I don't think I'll be able to cope. The menstrual cramps, I don't even cope that much. Now imagine pregnancy contractions. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. Don't get me started. And for every woman that I see that just is able to go through this process, kudos to you. And I also understand people that say they don't want to give birth just because of that. But I mean, God says go and replenish the earth and multiply. Labor itself, going through those crazy contractions, which comes and goes, then the whole multiple process of vaginal examination, the process of, let's say, okay, they want to augment the labor or they need to induce labor. It's just a whole lot of things that you have to go through. Despite those contractions, there are some people that have poor progress of labor. So there are some people that they have these contractions, it comes and goes, but it's not adequate. It's one thing for you to have the contractions, it's another thing for you to be adequate, because you need adequate contractions to actually push out the baby. But if this is not adequate and you keep having these contractions just keeps coming, and it's useless basically if it's not adequate, because the more the contractions is supposed to that's what's supposed to help propel the head of the baby, like let it go deep down into the birth canal so that baby can be expelled out. But if the contraction is not adequate, all this process are also not going to happen. So imagine having these contractions for, and the thing is that some people even have, this is a lot. Some people even have forced contraction, Braxton Hicks, forced contractions, and these contractions actually happen sometimes weeks before the real period. It comes small, then it starts increasing in frequency and intensity and all that. But I mean, during the whole period when it's supposed to, and it's not enough, bro. And which now recurses to CS, which leads to CS, cesarean section, but because you're not supposed to be in labor for a prolonged period of time. There's something called prolonged period. Some people that have obstructed labor. So labor is not even smooth. Vaginal birth has its own complications. Is it the tear that can happen? Some people get episiotomy. Episiotomy is like they cut you so that the baby has a little bit more space to come out, and then they sew you back. And that one is second degree tear. So some people can even have deeper tears than this, third degree or even fourth degree. When you're saying fourth degree tear, bro, some people have postpartum hemorrhage, bleeding. See, pregnancy, labor, delivery, everything is just a complicated. Yeah. And then, so that's labor. There are some people that even have preterm labor, having contractions. Earlier I told you that term is 37 to 40 weeks. Having contractions before 37 weeks. Nah, women are trying. Women are trying. Now, to the medical horror story that I actually wanted to say, or that I actually wanted to talk about, which is postpartum eclampsia. At least while I was there, apart from labor and the old labor CS, know that postpartum eclampsia is the commonest horror story. People have preeclampsia. Preeclampsia is like when you start having high blood pressure, like after 20 weeks of gestation. Then they are seeing like proteinuria, like protein in your urine when you do your urinalysis. So that's basically preeclampsia. But the one that I want to talk about is eclampsia, postpartum eclampsia. These people, they've given birth. Not even, postpartum eclampsia. If it was just eclampsia, then they start having convulsions, they start having fits that is not related to any neurological cause or such as meningitis. Basically, nothing else is causing it apart from the pregnancy. So it's the pregnancy that is causing it. And the only thing that they can do for eclampsia is to deliver the baby so that it can resolve, and also try to control the blood pressure and abort the seizures. But for postpartum eclampsia, I mean, these people, they've given birth. Some people, it happens. Postpartum eclampsia is usually within the range of after birth. So, like 42 days, that's the period of preparing, so 6 weeks. These people, they've given birth. I mean, you're happy that you've given birth and all that. And all of a sudden, you start fitting. Some people even lose consciousness, they become unconscious, and they are brought down to the hospital. And these people, they usually need ICU care, intensive care unit. They have to stay in intensive care unit for the period, or at least till they regain their consciousness and all that. And it just surprises me that a lot of things that women go through just to deliver a life. I mean, it's not just a life, but it's just weird. At this point, I'm losing track of what I want to say, but it's just weird. I mean, why do I have to go through all these things because I want to birth a baby? Why do I have to go through all these things? I mean, babies are blessings. So why is my body not rewarding me? Or why is it rewarding me with this and not rewarding me with like good things? I know it's not every woman that goes through or that has postpartum eclampsia, but it's kind of weird. I mean, there are people that have actually lost their lives just because they were carrying pregnancy. In school, there was a woman that we saw that, I mean, she was having blurry vision. There are a lot of things that can happen. Some people they become chronic hypertensive patients. Some people, their liver function, everything, like, because it just goes and affects the whole body. Is it the body swelling, the edema that comes with it and all that? So it's just really a lot, and I don't think you should be in a situation where, I feel like during pregnancy is time where you should have like the most, not even just during pregnancy, before pregnancy, during pregnancy, after pregnancy. If you're with someone that doesn't value you, I'm sorry, cut, cut. You shouldn't be with someone that doesn't value you. I mean, like, this life in general, marriage is not something that you just want to rush into and not do with someone that is responsible enough, or that makes the person should make it feel like, okay, yes, this is what doing with you. Do you get? Yeah. So it's just like different people coming in unconscious, not knowing what to do, but at least I'm glad that majority of them, they're able to come out from it and recover from the whole process. Also, another one is cesarean section. Cesarean section is also another one. Yeah, cesarean section. If you're going for cesarean section, you know that you're not going through the whole process of labor. But the thing is that it also has its own cons. You see, cons, I would say. But like, if you're going for cesarean section, you're going to be cut through. So there's the pain from that. There's the whole anesthesia that you have to receive. That could also give you pain later in the future, or not like later in the future, but could also give you pain. And then you start having, if you have one cesarean section, and it's just a lot. How do I say it? If you have one, there are different indications for cesarean section, but you can make a request for cesarean section. If you add to cesarean sections, you can't try vaginal again. You have to keep going through cesarean sections. And if you add one cesarean section, short interpregnancy interval. So which means that your uterus is not like enough to withstand the stress, so it could lead to uterine rupture. I just feel like I've been blabbing a lot, but OMG, yeah, obstetrics. I said I was just going to stop mainly on obstetrics. I think it was actually a cool posting, a cool rotation. But yeah, labor is not a sweet experience. Seeing your baby after labor probably is, but it's not so. Not a lot of people that have postpartum depression, postpartum blues, postpartum psychosis, and all those things. So if you're a man and you're watching this, take care of your wife, take care of your future wife. just take care of them. And if you're a woman, take care of yourself. Also prioritize yourself, and also make sure that the person that you're thinking of giving birth with, or like building a family with, is a person that is worth it. It's not someone that you regret it at the end of the year and say, why did I end up doing this? Fairies, one thing I would say is that you actually know that you are the one carrying the baby, right? So when your health provider actually advises you on one thing, don't think they are doing it just to get your money or extort you. It's fine to discuss with your husband or with your partner, but at the end of the day, know that it's your life that is at stake. It's your body that is at stake. So when the health practitioner is telling you, okay, this is what we think is best for you, obviously nobody's going to force you or coerce you into doing anything. They just give you advice based on what they think is best for you. And someone else is coming to say, oh, okay, no, in our family lineage, we don't do CS, it's labor, it's labor. Okay, deliver like the Hebrew woman. But guys, in all sincerity and in all seriousness, just be able to make decisions. Not that at the end of the day, someone that will make that decision for you and then you won't end up regretting it. Because some people, they come and they say like, no, we are going to do labor. Depend, even if it's fetal macrosomia and you need to deliver through cesarean section. Fetal macrosomia meaning that the baby is big. When the baby is greater than or equals to 4 kg, it's elective CS that we opt for because of the size of the baby. And then it might be your religious leader, or it might be your husband or your family, your in-laws or whatever. They're saying no, and labor it's labor that we will deliver, and you will deliver in Jesus' name. Yes, you will deliver in Jesus' name, but it's better to be safe than to be sorry. Also, when you come for antenatal and they give you your medications to use, please use your medications. When you come for your antenatal and they advise you, okay, we think it's time to deliver this baby, listen to your health practitioners, because the consequence for not listening at that point is going to lead to a greater damage than you would have loved. So there was a patient that had pregnancy-induced hypertension, and at last clinic, she came and they found out that her blood pressure was very high, and they counseled her on delivery. And she was like, no, she needs to go home, she needs to go and do something, blah blah blah. The next time she came in, her blood pressure was on the roof, reaching 200 over one something, which is crazy. Obviously, she had to do an emergency cesarean section. And after that, the blood pressure was still fluctuating. So these are things that could have been easily averted. Like, I'm just saying, have more value for your own life, and trust in your healthcare practitioners. I mean, if you've been attending antenatal for over like 8 months or thereabout, you should know, okay, this is my doctor, this person knows what's good for me. Because I feel like if you don't trust your healthcare practitioner, you won't be going there for that long. So if you trust them that they actually have your own good in mind, then you'll be able to say, okay, I can actually trust or be able to make decisions. I don't want it to sound like I'm telling you to take everything that you're being fed or every decision that has been given to you, but you should be able to know when someone is saying something that is for your own good, for your own benefits, and for your baby's benefits. Because yeah, so that's mainly what my obstetrics posting was all about. I don't know how this video is. I just hope you enjoy it. And if you have other things you would want me to talk about, maybe in 1G or my other postings, you can let me know in the comment section and I'll be happy to do so. And just leave a comment. You pro labor, pro CS, or pro I'm not giving birth, or you're not pro anything. Anyways, I just wanted to talk. Don't forget to like, share, leave a comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.
Thank you for watching my video. Bye. See you next time.